Alright, we're on lesson 45. This is ratio problems involving totals. And your objective is right here. Make sure you get it written down, and let's get started. Example 1 says acrobats and clowns converged on the center ring in the ratio of 3 to 5. If a total of 24 acrobats and clowns performed in the center ring, how many were clowns? And step 1 is to set up a ratio box that includes the two things you are comparing and the total. So, we need to include acrobats, and we need to include clowns, and we need to include a total. Okay? Well, then on one side we want to have the ratio that's involved, and on the other side we want to have the actual count. Let's erase that and write a little nicer for you, since I know you guys love my handwriting. Okay, so the actual count goes over there. Well, the ratio, we know the ratio of acrobats to clowns is 3 to 5. So that's 3 acrobats for every 5 clowns. Okay? Well, the actual count, well, let's fill in first what else we know. We know there's a total of 24 acrobats and clowns. So total, the actual count is 24. Okay? Well, to get this total, the total ratio, 3 to 5, well, 3 plus 5 gives me 8. And then we don't know the number of acrobats, and we don't know the number of clowns. So here's our ratio box. Now we need to figure out what the problem's asking us. Okay? So we see numbers here, so we are definitely going to use these two numbers. Okay? And then we need to figure out what it's asking. It says, how many were clowns? So now I'm going to set up a proportion. Okay? And because I want to know how many clowns, I'm going to use this row right here. And since there's a variable in this row, I need to also use a row where there's not a variable. And I'm going to be using the total row here. So now I'm going to set up a ratio that just kind of looks like our ratio box, or sorry, proportion. So I'm going to use this right here. I'm going to set it up as 5 to 8. Okay, because this is the number of clowns compared to the total amount, equals, and then the actual count. We have the number of clowns is what we don't know, over the total amount of people we have, which is right here. That's 24. Okay, now we're going to solve the proportion. Well, this one is one of those easy ones to solve because I know that 8 times 3 gives me 24. So I need to take 5 times 3 to get the number of clowns, and we get C is equal to 15. And so for our answer, the answer is 15 clowns. Okay, so we have 15 clowns total if the ratio is 3 to 5. So again, steps: set up your ratio box, the two things you're comparing, and then the total. Put aside for the ratio. The ratio was 3 acrobats to 5 clowns, and 3 plus 5 gave us a total of 8 on the ratio side. Then on the actual count side, we knew the total was 24, and we didn't know how many acrobats or clowns. So we set up a proportion of 5 to 8 equals C over 24 and solved it. Alright, and we'll do one more example, and then we'll be done for this lesson. Alright, example 2 says a bus company has small and large buses in the ratio of 2 to 7. If the company has 84 large buses, how many buses does it have? Okay, so we'll set up the ratio box. We need the two things we're comparing. Well, we have two different kinds, small and large buses. So I'm comparing small buses to large buses. And we need a row for the total. Well, then we're going to use the ratio they give us and the actual number. And the ratio of small to large is 2 to 7. And for the total, we take 2 plus 7, and that gives us 9 on this side for the ratio. And on the actual count side, we need to figure out what else we know. It says the company has 84 large buses, so I'm going to put 84 in the row with the large buses. And I don't know how many small buses it has, and I don't know how many total buses it has. So now, to figure out what we're going to use here, we need to figure out what the question's asking us. How many buses does it have? Well, it doesn't say small buses, so that means how many total buses does it have? So we're trying to figure out this T right here. So I'm going to use these two rows as a proportion to solve this. So I'm going to set up a proportion that is 7 over 9 equals 84 over T. I need to figure out what T equals. Okay, we could use cross products to solve this, but we don't need to because I know that 7 times 12 gives me 84, which means I have to take 9 times 12. And 12 times 9, 2 times 9 is 18, carry the 1, 9 times 1 is 9, plus 1 is 10. So my answer is 108 total buses. And that's my answer. Okay, and that's it for your lesson. So good luck on your homework.